What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon, MLB DFS video. It is Saturday edition. We are bringing home the bacon with you. So if you've never been here before, hopefully you're in for a treat. We're going to go game by game. We're going to look at them. We're going to look at the pitchers that are available to us. We're going to look at the batters. We're going to look at historical matchups, BVP, right-handed, the pitchers against handedness, batters against handedness. We're going to cover it all. So if you need a little bit more help after this, we do have FTA Plus on the website. But it's a little bit longer video than what you're probably used to. And welcome back to everyone who has been here before. You guys know the drill. And for new people, we try to have giveaways every single day. So here's how you can win. First off, you got to like the video, you got to be a subscriber, and you got to leave a comment on the video. If you do all that and this video gets at least 50 likes, you will have a shot at a free week of FTA Plus. Now, that is a week of all sports. So for instance, today we've got MLB, obviously. We also have MMA. Tomorrow, MLB and NASCAR. We have PGA on Thursdays. We have MMA on Saturdays, NASCAR on Sundays, and PGA is kind of in a good spot right now. So obviously, we would love to see, we're less than 3 months away now from NFL, which we're very excited about, but you guys are here. So if this video gets at least 100 likes, you'll have a shot at a free month, 150 likes, a free year, 200 or more likes on this video, a shot at a lifetime pass. Second way to win, somewhere in the video, there'll be a keyword or a key phrase. Listen for it and type it in and have your second shot at a free week. So we are now going to see, we didn't have a video yesterday. Get into the free Discord because I explained as to why we didn't have a video on Friday. Free Discord is down below along with our email if you guys ever have any questions whatsoever. But in that video, you guys killed it. Over 1,100 views, over 70 comments, 129 likes. So right now, we're going to roll this just for the free month of FTA Plus. Even if the keyword is there, it's just for the month. So Thomas Brewer, congratulations. Please email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com. You are and put in the subject line, the 612 video views winner. You have won yourself a free month of FTA Plus. Now we're going to re-roll it. We had a keyword or a key phrase, and it was not thanks, so it wasn't there. It's right here. Never been a fan of vodka. Only in Germany have I had one I liked. So the key word, hydration. And Millie's, you did not have hydration in there. So we're going to re-roll it till we see the word hydration. And that will be the winner of a free week of FTA Plus. There you go, Sergeant Saint. Congratulations. You guys can win all the time, just like Sergeant Saint. All you got to do is you got to continuously come back to these videos every day that we post them. Hit the bell notification so you guys know why. So Sergeant Saint, congratulations. Just email me. You know the drill. You know the email. Put in the comment or the subject line, you are the 612 video keyword winner, and we will get your account updated with a free week. So that being said, we are going to go through. We've got an article right here that will accompany this video. We got a couple of the BVP plays that we like. We've got some of the stacks that we like on top of everything else. So that being said, we're going to start. Right now, Miami doesn't have a pitcher. I wouldn't use Miami against Washington Nationals anyway for pitching-wise. I don't trust Trevor Williams. 41 plate appearances against him, a 395 batting average. Not ideal. I do like a little bit of the Marlins as well. It's a little sneaky, but I would not use Williams. I obviously would love Washington a little bit more. But, I mean, Washington bats I'm using against whoever they throw out there for pitcher. James Wood, right off the bat. Luis Garcia, CJ Abrams are my top three. Get a little bit of, Nate Lowe against a righty. You could look at Keibert Ruiz. It's a little bit colder, but I would look at him. Ahmed Rosario, we usually like to take him more against righty or against lefties, but he might be in there as well. Those are probably the bats, maybe a little bit of Robert Hassel for cheap or Alex Call, Jacob Young, if you need to fill out a full Washington stack, but you need to save some money. On top of that, Miami against them. Xavier Edwards, I believe, is 6 for 7 against Trevor Williams, batting 8. I think it's 857. I would look at him. I would look at Kyle Stowers. I would look at Agustin Ramirez, Jesus Sanchez. And if you need a fifth one, and we're trying to go, you could look at Eric Wagaman, or you could go Heriberto Hernandez as a very cheap option in the outfield. Now, I don't know if he will be in there, but it is a cheap option. So I will say those are probably where I'm looking at. Regardless of who the Miami pitcher is, I'm not using him. I'd rather stack Washington against him. I did forget to mention, after we go through every single game here, after that, we're going to give you all the batters. I have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating through our 10,000 sims that we've already ran in the background. We're going to give you our top 5 pitchers that are going up against the bottom 5 teams that strike out the most in the Pitches Be Crazy segment. And then the final segment of the day will be, we call it Makin Bacon. So we look at the batters we think could get a 10 out of 10 matchup rating, or we could get 2+ bases for us. We look at that, we plug it in, and we try to give you some of those plays. On top of that, we do some pitching and what number of strikeouts we would target. So stick around. There's a ton of information in this video that hopefully you find helpful. Next game, the Reds at the Tigers. You got Brady Singer versus Jack Flaherty. Now, Singer, 91 plate appearance, 263. You got Flaherty, 16 plate appearance, 286. So really hasn't seen him. It shouldn't be too shocking. And we kind of look at this in the same sense as it's not in Cincy, which is that's great to know. Neither pitcher has faced this team this year. So then just overall, players that have had success against Jack Flaherty, the only one with the home run is Gavin Lux. That's it. Against righties this year, though, you do have Jose Trevino batting 337. You got Ellie De La Cruz batting 293. Encarnacion Strand batting 262 with 5 home runs. Gavin Lux is overall batting 307 with a couple of bombs. Will Benson, 273 batting average, 6 bombs. And another one that I would look at, TJ Friedl, 318 batting average with 5 home runs against righties. If Jack Flaherty flounders here or they get to the bullpen, I think those Reds bats could be sneaky. Detroit bats against Brady Singer, the only one that has the home run, Spencer Torkelson. Resurgence year for Torque. Batters that, they're not as good against righties as they are against lefties. But if we look at this, Winseal Perez is batting 324 with 3 bombs. Riley Green batting over 300 with 12 bombs and 902 OPS. Great numbers there, especially against Brady Singer. Harry Carpenter, 276 batting average, 3 bombs, 811 OPS. That's what I'm looking at there. And then we could find some sort of, I would put in Spencer Torkelson a little bit. I would put in Colt Keith a little bit, and maybe even Dylan Dingler for your catcher if you are trying to find a cheaper catcher for the day. So if I'm using a pitcher here, honestly, I don't think I'm using a pitcher in this game. There are other pitchers we can use today. This just doesn't feel like one of them. I'd rather go with the bats. Obviously, I want to go with the best team and the hottest team in baseball right now. Unfortunately, that's the Detroit Tigers. But those are the bats that I would look at there, especially against Brady Singer on the road. So move to the next game. You got the Pirates at the Cubs. Somehow the Cubs chased Paul Skeens out of that game and only lasted 5 innings. I figured he'd go complete game, give up 1 run, lose 1-0. But that did not happen. But we do have Mike Burrows versus Matt Boyd. So Matt Boyd has faced the Pirates, I believe, once this year. 5 innings he pitched, 10 strikeouts, 180 whip. So he was walking enough where his pitch count got up there. So he had great stuff. The Pirates are a very bad team. I get that. I know that. It's true. He's already had success against him. I would lean more towards that. And then I would lean Cubs bats against Burrows. So Burrows has only faced John Birdie 1 at bat. That's it. But the batters that I'm looking at, especially at home here, Carson Kelly batting 266. Michael Busch batting 288 with 11 bombs there. Dansby Swanson hits better against righties, batting 255 with 9 home runs. Pecor Armstrong this year against righties, 192 at-bats, a 307 batting average, 14 bombs. And then you have Kyle Tucker's got 8 home runs, batting 263. You got Suzuki batting 246 with 9 bombs, or if you need another one for the Cubs, Ian Happ, only batting 238, but does have 6 home runs against righties. So what I'm taking in this game, I want nothing to do with the Pirates. I want Matt Boyd, and I want the Cubs as a stack. Now, I'm going to let you guys know I'm not always right. There's sometimes I am wrong. What we're trying to do here is give you a first look into the slate. What depending on what slate it is, we're getting a first look. We're digging in, and we're trying to have a discussion for you guys, but also get you guys on kind of a starting point where you need. So this isn't an end-all be-all video. If you need more stuff, we have a ton of information under the MLB tab. From Vegas odds, we got simulations, got batter splits, got stolen base targets, we got prop bets, we've got it all for you. So make sure you go check out FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. So the next game is the Angels at the Baltimore Orioles. So we had a little bit of an early slate there with 3 games. And then the main slate starts at 3:05. Now, we've got, I believe it's eight games on the main slate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the main slate. So we're going to look at that. You got Tyler Anderson versus Tomoyuki Sagano. Now, Anderson overall, 44 plate appearances, a 270 batting average. The Orioles are up and down. They're a very bad team this year, but they have hit him decent. And then you got Sugano, 20 plate appearances, 100 batting average. So gave up 2 hits, 20K percentage. So did pretty okay in that game. And the Angels are the team that strikes out the most. But there is weather concern here. So if you look at Tyler Anderson against this team, 5 innings, 3 runs, 1 of them earned 5 Ks, put up 15.7, which is more than 2 times value at 7,300 if he hit that again. Basically, we need majority of them. You need 25 fantasy points from both of your starting pitchers. Baltimore has been very bad this year, though. You look at his splits when he pitches on the road, he is worse on the road at 558. So I think people will be like, it might be, let's go Baltimore in this one. Then Sugano coming in, splits-wise, 7.1 innings in that game, 1 earned run, 5 Ks, 26.7. I'm not saying he's going to do that again, but it's a great spot here. I do like this matchup here for him. 6,900 is very cheap. Now, he does have a 3.23 ERA, pitching at home's a little bit, a 3.67, which those are still good numbers, especially if we're trying to build a lineup using him. Under 7K, I love that for him. So that's what I would go with in that. But if you guys are here looking, I think both pitchers are in a great spot. The thing is, which batter are you going to get? What team, what stack, what's the lineup going to so against Sagano, no one hit a home run. There's only been 3 hits. So not ideal. And you look at this overall. Now they did call up Christian Moore, so made his debut on Friday. So they called him up. He's a cheap option. I assume he'll be in this lineup here. So he's a very cheap option in a stack you could look at. Against righties this year, Joe Adell batting 240 with 11 bombs. You've got Jorge Soler batting 228 with 8 home runs. Nolan Shanaway batting 291 with 3 home runs. Zach Neto batting 286 with 7 bombs. You could look at that. You also have Ohapi only batting 218 against righties. So you do have Mike Trout only batting 217 with 10 home runs there. So it's been a minute for Trout to have a huge game that we would enjoy. That's, in a stack or on his own. I'm probably not using Angels bats. Something, I don't know what, but something is telling me, look at Baltimore bats here against Tyler Anderson. For whatever reason, it's on the road. It's how he's done in the past. I don't know. My gut is telling me, let's look at some bats here. So Adley Rutschman, I would definitely look at. Ramon Urias batting 314 with a home run against lefty. Dylan Carlson batting 294 with a home run. Cedric Mullins, same. It's lefty on lefty matchup. 283 batting average with a couple of bombs. He also steals bases. It is harder to steal bases on a lefty. I get that, but still an option. Maybe a little bit of Jordan Westburg or Ryan O'Hearn I would add into that one. So I think if I'm going a pitcher, it would be Sagano, and then Baltimore bats here. Just something's telling. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong, but I don't know about that. We got the White Sox at the Rangers in this game here. We've got going on. We don't know. It has not been confirmed who the pitcher for the White Sox is. It's not even there yet. I would not use him. I would use Jacob deGrom. Don't need to look at the numbers. The White Sox are a bad team. I would look at Jacob deGrom, and I would look at the Rangers bats. Now, the bats that kind of interest me here, it does not matter who the pitcher is for the. It could be Aaron Savale, who just got asked to be traded from Milwaukee, and then he got himself traded to the White Sox. Probably not what he expected. If it is him, I don't know. I wouldn't use him. I'd use the Rangers bats. But Adolis Garcia right now, you can see the darker the red, the more they hit. Corey Seager, Wyatt Langford, Jake Berger, those 4 are on the top of my list right now. You could throw in maybe Josh Young or Evan Carter, maybe even Marcus Semien. I don't know about that one, but look at the dark red. It does not matter who the pitcher is. That's who I'd go with. I'm taking deGrom. I'm not taking the White Sox whatsoever. It's not even a question. So we got Toronto at Philly, and the weather being a concern here in the next couple of games. We'll kind of just monitor that situation. You got Christopher Sanchez versus Bowden Francis. Bowden Francis, 38 plate appearances, a 306. He has gotten rocked so much this year. And then Sanchez, 59 plate appearances, 204. I'm looking at Sanchez, and I am looking at the Phillies bats here. Bowden Francis here comes in with a 6.41 ERA, negative fantasy points in his past 2 starts. One was just against Philly 2 starts ago, 1.2 innings, 7 runs, 6 of them earned. I can see something similar to that, especially at home. That is what I would look at. I do not trust whatsoever Francis Bowden, or Bowden Francis, Bowden Francis. You could throw him in a tournament because no one trusts him and maybe he throws a gem. I don't think that happened. So looking at Philly against them, Kyle Schwarber has a home run against him. Trey Turner has a home run against him. And then against right-handed pitchers, JT Realmuto batting 293. You got Alec Bohm batting 285 with 4 home runs. Bryson Stott 242. Today feels like Philly 2+ stack is what I'm looking at. And again, if you guys are new, you don't know what I'm talking about, but you can have 5 offensive players for DraftKings, 4 on Fanduel. We like pretty much this entire lineup for Philly, so we got to make multiple different stacks using Philly. And that's what I'm talking about with a 2+ stack type of night for me. So Christopher Sanchez, Philly is a stack. Don't want anything to do with Baltimore or Bowden Francis or Toronto bats right now. Now, these are through 10,000 sim. Before this main slate locks at 3:05 Central, I think, or Eastern, we do 20,000 simulations. So we do our second set of 10,000 sims, and that could update some things, projections, simulations, players we like. Maybe it's popping off on some Toronto bats that I'm not looking at right now through 10,000 sims. That's when we'll make an update. But again, this is your first. Colorado, Atlanta is next. There is weather concern. You got Spencer Strider in a great spot here, only averaging 10 though. That's the problem. He's going the innings. He's going basically 80 to 90 pitches, but he's been giving up runs. And he's been walking people. But he has a fantastic matchup against Colorado. Pitching at home for his second start. He's got 9 ERA, so very skewed. Obviously, he's only been back for 5 starts. This is his 6th start. 0-5 record. They just have not given him the run support. He is in a great spot. Colorado strikes out over 9.5 times a game. Strider, I think, could have his best game in this one. Just needs to get more than 7 strikeouts, which he was able to do with Philly. I think he could get 7+. I'm looking at Strider. Now, Dollander coming in, 6.85 ERA. He's had multiple negative fantasy point starts lately. He was injured. He was out for, was he even out? I thought he was out. That's 6 days. It's 7. Oh, no, he didn't really miss much. Oh, he missed, 2 weeks? Missed maybe 2 weeks. Came back and has not done anything with that. So I'm looking at Atlanta bats. 100% looking at Atlanta bats. So I'm looking at Spencer Strider and then Braves bats. I don't, Marcel, I would love this if it were in Coors, but we can't always get what we want, which is great here anyway. But Atlanta bats against Dollander, they've only faced him once. He actually had a decent start against them. Splits wise, 5.2 innings, 1 earned run, 4 Ks, 19.8. That came back on 4:30. So he's not had a good start in a while. Been about a month. He was out for a while. You could throw him in there just because of how bad Atlanta has been this year, but I'm probably looking at Atlanta bats a little bit. So Drake Baldwin, if he's in there for starters. Austin Riley, 284 batting average. Acuna's batting 407 against righties with 4 home runs. Michael Harris is batting 246. Verdugo batting 271, and Eli White 270 as well. So I'm probably off of Dollander. I'm probably looking at Spencer Strider and the Braves stack here. Tampa Bay at the Mets, another game with a possible chance of rain, which hopefully stays away, doesn't bother us, and we're able to live our life and play this game if we want. But we got Tyler Meagle versus Drew Rasmussen. Now, this is in New York, so Citi Field is a massive ballpark. It is a pitcher's ballpark. So Meagle comes in. At home, he's got a 2.16 ERA, has not faced Tampa Bay this year. Tampa Bay has been bad. He's 8,300. We could get 20+. I would love that matchup here. But what I'm afraid of is he doesn't go 5 innings. He gets a little bit rattled, and that scares me a little. Then you got Drew Rasmussen. 220. He's pitching very well. 2.22 ERA. Not the best start against Miami, but 30+ against Texas. 25 against Minnesota. Has not faced the Mets. This is a pitcher's ballpark. The Mets are heating up. Juan Soto is heating up. I'm weary about throw Drew Rasmussen in tournaments because he has had success lately. But the Mets are hitting, and this is all contingent on if the rain holds off and the weather holds. Tampa Bay bats that have had success against Meagle, Chris Morel 2 for 3 with 1 home run. Josh Lowe 2 for 3 with 1 home run as well. Against righties, they do hit righties better. So if you are going to go off of Meagle and you're going to go with these bats, Jonathan Aranda batting 321 this year with 7 bombs. Brandon Lau batting 277 with 11. Junior Camanero's batting 260 with 11 home runs. Those are probably the ones I'm looking at. You could throw in maybe Yandy Diaz or Chris Morel, maybe. But I'm more than likely going with a Mets stack overall. So Mets, Pete Alonso against righties this year, batting 313 with 14 bombs. Lindor batting 280 with 10 bombs. You got Brandon Nimmo batting 241 with 10 bombs. Juan Soto 236 with 10 home runs as well. I'd throw in a Jeff McNeil if you are trying to have a Mets stack. But let's kind of monitor the weather there. It is more of a pitcher's ballpark, but if they can, the wind is blowing in or blowing out and dink and dunk some singles and doubles in there, could be a good game for all involved. So the next game we've got going on, we've got the Astros hosting the Twins. You got Joe Ryan versus Hunter Brown. Joe Ryan, 79 plate appearances against the Astros, 260 batting average. Then Hunter Brown, 89 plate appearances, a 298 batting average, 32.6 K percentage. So those numbers are skewed a little bit. So if you are on Baseball Savant, you can click right into that and we can see, is it just like one guy? So 636. Well, it's not that up there. It's a 298 batting average. It's actually, they just hit him. Hunter Brown in the running for Cy Young this year comes in. He's got a 182 ERA, fantastic. 22 fantasy points against Cleveland, 24 against Tampa Bay. Splits-wise, he already faced Minnesota once this year, 5 or 6 innings, 2 earned runs, 8 Ks, 26.5, which is exactly what we need. Like, that would be the perfect start here. So Hunter Brown, he is expensive, though. 11, nearly 11,000 is wild. Then you got Joe Ryan here, 296 batting average, 19.1 fantasy points, 8.7 against the Athletics, so up and down. Splits-wise, he's faced Houston once this year, 5 hits allowed, 4 earned runs. That's kind of what I expect. I'm probably off of Joe Ryan. If I am paying over 10,000, it's probably going to be Hunter Brown. But you never know, I guess. But if we are looking at bats here, most likely it would be a Houston stack over taking Joe Ryan. Houston bats against Joe Ryan. Isaac Paredes has a home run, but he hurt his hamstring. He has not been put on the IL as of the making of this video, but he probably doesn't play. But we could see Christian Walker has a home run against him. Jeremy Pena and Brendan Rodgers all have 1 home run against Joe Ryan. But against righties this year, they're not doing as well. But, Jeremy Pena is batting 319 with 7 bombs. You got Isaac Paredes if he's in there. He's got 13 home runs against righties this year. And he loves to smash at home if he's playing. Christian Walker, 233 batting average, 9 home runs. Jose Altuve, 273 with 7 bombs. Jake Myers would be a cheaper option in the outfield, 287. You also obviously have Jose Altuve, 273 batting average with 7 home runs. So in this game here, I'm looking at Hunter Brown, and I'm looking at the Astros as a stack. Next game, Athletics at Kansas City Royals. This is a pitcher's ballpark as well. So just use that information. We don't know who's going to be pitching for the A's. They think it's going to be Jacob Lopez. It should be. It is his turn in the rotation. He last pitched on Sunday. Got a 6 ERA. Kind of decent the past couple of starts at his price. He's now gone down. Kansas City's offense has looked anemic, especially in the Yankees series anyway. And overall, they're not hitting like we are used to seeing them last year. Jacob Lopez at 5,300, if he could get us 15 fantasy points, I don't mind that whatsoever. Now, it's a big if. I get that. But, he did pretty well against Philly back on May 23rd. And he's 5,300. He allows you to do so many different things. Then you got Michael Lorenzen, almost a 5 ERA. Coming off a great start against the White Sox, you were supposed to. And then bad negative starts against St. Louis and Cincy. And really up and down value this year. Splits-wise, when he's pitching at home, he's got a 3 ERA, so he has been better. But the Athletics have been hitting. Athletics are a team that's hitting right now. So you always look at that. And if you want to dig into the numbers a little bit, Royals bats I would use against Jacob Wilson, or Jacob Young, or what is his name? Jacob Lopez. it's been a day. So we could look at the bats here. Like Freddie Fermin, if he's in there, I definitely use him. Bobby Witt Jr., obviously. Cheaper outfield option, maybe Kyle Isbell, Vinny Pasquantino, Jack Caglione. You could look at those guys. Looking at this, like there's not a ton of success against him, but I don't know if I trust Lorenzen enough. I'm still looking at Brent Rooker. I'm still looking at Tyler Soderstrom. Those are the top two that I like. Jacob Wilson, another one. I mean, he's an on-base machine there. You could always look at that. Shea Langoliers, if he's in there. Depending, JJ Bleday. It just depends on the lineup that comes out, but kind of monitor the situation and what lineup comes out for, I almost said Oakland, for Sacramento, the Athletics. But I would probably lean more towards the Royals, but I will have a little bit of exposure to the Athletics because, Lopez is 5,300. You can't get away from that. His ownership is probably going to be very, very high. And then St. Louis and Milwaukee, Jose Quintana versus Andre Palante. So we look at that, and Palante, 47 plate appearances, 300 batting average. Jose Quintana, 81 plate appearances, 123. He's had success. Obviously pitched against him when he was with the Cubs a bunch. Really hasn't hit value, though. That's the problem. He has not hit value since April 27th, but it was against these Cardinals there. Went 5 innings, 1 earned run, 6 Ks, 20.5 with 3 walks, probably looking at 25 plus. He was 7,900. They have dropped his price down. But the problem is, I believe the Cardinals are hitting lefties quite well. Now, we'll dig into the numbers a little bit. Palante against Milwaukee, splits-wise, he's not faced him this year when he's on the road. He does have a 443, so a little bit better on the road. But I'm probably avoiding, there are other games here. I'm probably avoiding the pitching in this one and just going bats on both sides. So bats against Quintana that have had success. Arenado's the only one. He's got 1 for 18 with one home run. That is it. Against lefties this year, though, Pedro Paez batting 340, Ivan Herrera batting 300, Poizo, their third catcher, batting 400. Again, see which catchers are there. Nolan Arenado against lefties this year, batting 313 with 2 home runs. Wilson Contreras batting 261 with a home run. Maybe a little bit of Brendan Donovan as well, batting 244 with 2 home runs there. But I'm avoiding the pitching altogether. Bats that have had success against Palante, William Contreras, 3 for 7 with 1 home run. Rhys Hoskins is 2 for 6 with a home run. And then Christian Yelich is 2 for 8 with a home run as well. So looking at this, I'm using those guys. If you're trying to find a stack, Rhys Hoskins batting 253 against righties this year, you could look at him. Bryce Terang batting 269 with 3 home runs. Jackson Chourio is another one, 212 batting average with 8 home runs that I would compile here. I don't trust Palante. I just don't. I'd rather go bats in this one over pitching. So there you have it. That is the main slate completed. We're now going to move on to the afternoon or the late games, I should say. The night slate, whatever it's going to be labeled. On FanDuel, it's labeled differently. On DraftKings as well. So that being said, let's rock and roll. We have 4 games on the night slate for DraftKings. We're going to go San Diego, Arizona first. Ryan Burgett versus Zach Gallen. So Burgett obviously has never seen them before. And then we look at his numbers here. Looking for starts, he's got 2 starts. Coming off back-to-back 5+ innings there. 17 last game against Milwaukee, 6.5 against San Francisco. It's at Arizona, which is Coors Field Jr., where the ball absolutely flies out of there. He's a right-handed pitcher. I want nothing to do with him. I want absolutely nothing to do with him. Zach Gallen, on the other hand, 5.15 ERA. We used him his last start against Cincy. It didn't work out. 4 earned runs, and that was one of those tournament picks that I did because, again, it's really difficult to want to take a pitcher in Cincy because the ball just flies out of it. 11.6 is not enough. He is now going up against San Diego in his career, 133 plate appearances, 238. I don't know what's wrong with Gallen. He seems broken. What I mean by that is his ERA is huge. I have no clue what's going on, if it's mechanics, if he's hurt and he's just playing through it. Not a clue. I'm very confused. So pitching-wise, I wouldn't use either of them. If you are twisting my arm, it would be Gallen, but I don't like his price considering he's averaging less than 2 times value. San Diego bats against Gallen. We have home runs here. Tatis has batting 294 against him in 17 at-bats with 2 home runs. Machado has a home run, batting 261. You got Cronenworth batting 292 with a home run. You got Bogarts against him, batting 273 with a home run. Luis Campusano batting 161 for 6 with a home run. The batters I would use in this one, I'm using Tatis, batting 281 against righties this year. Jackson Merrill batting 314. Gavin Sheets batting 272. Machado batting 326. That's 4. Cronenworth 5. Luis Arraez 6. That gets us to San Diego 2+ stack here. I would definitely look at San Diego 2+ stack. Arizona bats against Berger. Obviously, you've never seen him before. This could be a high-scoring game. Vegas right now thinks it's an over-under of 9.5, which is a pretty high over-under. So we look at that. The bats that I would use against Burgett, Gabriel Moreno batting 281 with 4 bombs. Ketel Marte batting 337 with 10 home runs against righties. Josh Naylor batting 328 with 7 home runs. Eugenio Suarez batting 262 with 16 bombs. You got Corbin Carroll batting 271 with 16 bombs. And then you got Pavin Smith and Alec Thomas both batting over 280 with multiple home runs. Arizona is another stack. I think we could see 15+ runs in this game. That's what I want to see. I want to see both pitchers get lit up. I want to see the bullpens get lit up. I want us to see Bacon. I want to absolutely dominate this game right here. I want nothing to do with pitching, but I want the bats 100%. Then you got the Yankees at Boston, rematch of last weekend. You got Rodon versus Dobbins. So Dobbins gave up that 2-run home run against the Yankees against Aaron Judge. Then they ended up coming back and winning that game. 6.9 fantasy points was not enough. He did 64 pitches. Basically, he's right between 64 to 90. It just depends. Going up against the Yankees again, that was his last start on Sunday. I'm not on Hunter Dobbins here. I don't trust him. Rodon, on the other hand, game log wise, pitched against Boston last time, 5 earned runs. Did have his worst outing there. I mean, the Red Sox just had their number in that one. Now they're at home. That was his worst outing all year. Hopefully he bounces back here, goes more than 5 innings, gets us more than 5 strikeouts. That's what I would use pitching-wise. But if you're going to take neither of those pitchers and you want to look at bats, we could do that in this one. So obviously Dobbins only has faced the Yankees 2 times through the rotation last week. DJ LeMahieu had a home run against him, and Aaron Judge had a home run against him. That was it. Those were the runs. LeMahieu's been on fire for whatever reason, and he's still a cheaper option in this lineup. If you're going to stack the Yankees, you're going to look at Judge. He's batting 392 against righties. You're going to look at Grisham bat 276. You're going to look at Dominguez batting 270 with 5 home runs. Then you've got Ben Rice in this ballpark. I'm looking at him. I'm looking at Goldie. And then I'm probably looking at Austin Wells. He's been coming on strong along with DJ LeMahieu. So the Yankees make our 4th 2+ stack for the day there. And again, there's Bellinger, there's Volpe, pretty much everyone in this lineup. It just depends on if Jazz is hurt, if he's going to be in there, what's going on there. We had a lot of rest on the last game for the Yankees. Obviously, they play Friday night, but, I think they come out strong here. It's another night game. We always got to love another night game there. So it's not a night game on Friday with a day game, early game the next day. Boston bats that I would look at against Rodon, like Navarez has a home run, Connor Wong has a home run, Christian Campbell has a home run, Rafaela has a home run, and Rob Refsnyder all have home runs against him. Against left-handed pitching, Devers is batting 316. Carlos Narvaez, I bet he starts in this one. 250 batting average, 3 home runs. Trevor Story, 241 with 3 bombs. Refsnyder's probably starting as well. I would look at those guys. I would also look maybe at a Rami Gonzalez, batting 353 with 1 home run against lefties this year. So if I were to take a pitcher, it would be Rodon. I don't know if I'm going to right now. I think I might like the bats a little bit. Then you got Cleveland at Seattle here. You got George Kirby versus Tanner Bybee. So Kirby coming in, 6.53 ERA has not looked ideal, except for the start against the Angels where dominated. 7 innings, 14 strikeouts. I think people are going to chase that. He's now 8,800. So he's gone up again. He still has a 653, and Cleveland's a pretty good team. And you look at that, his price for what he's produced this year scares me a little bit. I will have a little bit of exposure to him, but I don't know if I want to pay that much. Cleveland bats against him. Carlos Santana has a home run, and that is it. Then if you look against righties, There's J Ram, who's batting 301 with 10 bombs, so multiple home runs out of him. You've got Stephen Kwan batting 326 with 5 home runs. Schneemann batting 256 with 7 bombs. Same thing with Santana, 256 batting average, 7 home runs. Gabriel Arias could be a cheap option for you for Cleveland. You got 252 batting average, 3 home runs. You do have Bo Naylor, who has 8 home runs, but he's only batting 193 against righties, so that does scare me. And then you've got Tanner Bybee. No one has a home run against him. We look at splits. He has not faced Seattle this year. You look at career-wise, 36 plate appearances, 257. You've got that going for you. He's had pretty decent starts here. 7,500, and Seattle strikes out the 4th most out of any team. So Bybee for 7,500, I might take a flyer on at his price. But if you're not looking at him and you're looking at Seattle, J.P. Crawford batting 313 with 3 home runs. Cal Raleigh, we know he's got 18 bomb. 18 of his 26 are coming against right-handed pitching. Jorge Polanco with 10 home runs, but it's been a minute. He's kind of struggled lately. Rowdy Tellez batting 218 with 10 home runs. I would look at them. Depending, maybe if Dylan Moore is in there, take a little bit of flyer on him as well. And then the final game, San Francisco at the Dodgers. Before we get to that, the key word of the day is fight, because someone's going to the hospital or fighting when these two teams clash for whatever reason. It seems to happen. Someone almost dies or someone does die. Someone gets hurt. So the keyword is fighting. But we will look at this. We got Landon Raup versus Clayton Kershaw. Now, Raup comes in with a 3.42 ERA. We have stacked against him his last 3 starts. It kind of worked out with Detroit. Did not work out with San Diego for whatever reason. It semi-worked out for Atlanta. We didn't get a ton of fantasy points there. And now he's going up against the Dodgers. When he pitches on the road, he's got a 4.24 ERA. So that scares me. I think Raup for tournaments makes sense because no one will be on him. But, I mean, Dodgers stack makes a ton of sense as well. And then you got Kershaw. 6,700. He is cheaper. He's got a 4.36 ERA, 23 fantasy points against St. Louis. A couple of bad starts there. One was split with the weather. I think it went 2 innings and that was it. Then you look at this, though. 2 starts at home, 8.31 ERA. That does scare me a little bit. I'll have a little bit of exposure to Kershaw, but the San Francisco team can hit. If you want to spend $1,000 more on Raup, I'm okay with that. I don't love it, but I'm okay with it. San Francisco bats against Clayton Kershaw. Tyler Fitzgerald has a home run, and Wilmer Flores has a home run as well. Against lefties this year, they're not doing very good. Casey Schmidt batting 281. Tyler Fitzgerald batting 286. Jung-Ho Lee batting 313. Elliot Ramos batting 281. That is it. Those would be the bats that I would look at. Maybe a little bit of Willie Adames, I don't know. But they don't hit lefties well. That's why in the back of my mind, I'm like, maybe Kershaw for a little bit makes a little bit of sense. And then the Dodgers bats, it just depends. No one has a home run, but I mean, Freddie Freeman batting 369. Muncy batting 278 with 9 bombs. Ohtani batting 279 with 19 home runs. Andy Pages would be a cheap option, batting 291 with 9 home runs. Mookie Betts batting 270 like Will Smith, 294. The Dodgers are a 5th and final 2+ stack team that we would look at there. So if I'm taking a pitcher, it's probably Kershaw, but I'll have a little bit of exposure to Raup because he is under 8K. His ownership is probably less than 5%, and you'll be above the field if that stack works out. So there you have it. That is the breakdown of the 3 slates, the 3-game early slate, the 8-game main slate, and the 4-game night slate or late slate, whatever we're calling it, whichever site you are on. So that's how it's done when we go through game by game. We're now going to look at all of the batters that have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating through 10,000 sims. There's not very many for a Saturday. Through 10,000 sims, it's kind of looking bleak. The record's 38. We're not coming close to that. Number 1 is Aaron Judge. Number 2 is Acuna. 3 is Kyle Schwarber. 4 is Ketel Marte. 5 is Austin Riley. 6 is Trey Turner. 7 is Matt Olson. 8, Kyle Tucker. 9, Drake Baldwin. 10, Alejandro Kirk. 11, Vlad Guerrero Jr. 12, Ian Happ. And 13 is Juan Soto. That is it. We have 13. That is a low number, very low number for a full 15-game slate. So now we're going to do pitches be crazy. Number 1, Tomoyuki Sagano versus the Angels. The Angels struck out 9.69 times per game, 9.44 on the road. Number 2 is Spencer Strider versus the Rockies. The Rockies strike out 9.53 times per game, 9.76 on the road. Number 3 is Carlos Rodon at Boston. Boston strikes out 9.29 times per game, 8.36 at home. Number 4 is Tanner Bybee at Seattle. Seattle strikes out 8.97 times per game, 9.15 at home. And finally, Brady Singer at Detroit. Detroit strikes out 8.89 times per game, 8.72 times at home. So there you go. Number 1 is Sugano. Number 2 is Strider. 3, Carlos Rodon. 4, Tanner Bybee. And 5 is, in fact, Brady Singer. Now we're going to do our last and final segment, Make and Bake. So these are the batters we think could get you 2+ bases. Maybe even look at them for home runs. Parlay some of them together, maybe not all of them. Number 1 is Aaron Judge. Number 2 is Luis Arraez. 3 is Shohei Ohtani. 4 is Josh Naylor. 5 is Vlad Guerrero Jr. 6 is Austin Riley. 7 is Jackson Merrill. 8 is Trey Turner. 9 is Kyle Schwab. 10, Ketel Marte. 11, Drake Baldwin. 12, Fernando Tatis Jr. And 13, we've got Corbin Carroll versus Bergen. We have 14 there. We have those, what we just talked about. Or 13 or 14. I can't remember what I said. I obviously would not parlay all of them together. But, 2 to 3 leg ones, I am completely okay with. Maybe look at some of them for home runs as well. Maybe like an Alec Boehm for a home run, a Mike Trout for a home run. We didn't even talk about those guys. Josh Naylor, I think, hits a home run. I mean, Aaron Judge, we've got it going there. So then we're going to do the pitchers for this one. So what we do here is we're looking at the pitchers and maybe the strikeout number that we would look at. So number 1, Carlos Rodon, if you can find 5+ strikeouts, maybe even go up to 6+ strikeouts, I would look at that one. Number 2 is Spencer Strider, 6+ strikeouts against Colorado. Number 3 is Tyler Meagle, 6+ strikeouts for him. Number 4 is Hunter Brown, 6 to 7+ strikeouts against the Twins, I would look at. And then Matt Boyd versus Pirates. If you could look for 6+ strikeouts for Boyd, that's what I would do as well. So there you have it. If you guys want to support the channel, you can sign up for FTA Plus. We still have the Father's Day special going on now. So if you are interested in that, email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com. Instead of $199 for the yearly pass, you can get it for $100 off right now. It's first come, first serve. We only have 5 spots available left. Go check that out. If you can't do that, just clicking on the ads, watching the entirety of these videos a couple of times a day, that helps out as well. So hopefully you guys learned something here on Saturday for the Saturday slate. We'll obviously be back for the Sunday slate. Good luck in that. And as always, bring home some bacon. Peace.